Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. It's Ijoma here. In this video we're going to learn how to make this beautiful ruched bubu dress with an inner belt. If you look at the waist area, you will notice that the waist area is fitted. For this particular dress, I used 3 yards of Duchess fabric for it. So 3 yards should be enough from size 6 to like size 14. Okay, now this is the fabric that I have here, and I'll go ahead and fold out the one that I'll use for my back. For this dress, we are cutting out the back first of all before cutting the front. Okay, now you know it's a cut together dress, so any length where your sleeve stops will be the size of the bubu. Let me fold out my fabric first of all. So I am folding 24 inches now, like 24 inches on fold. That 24 inches will accommodate my shoulder, my sleeve, and the full size of this dress. The first thing that I'm going to do after folding is to measure and check if I have up to 24 inches. Okay, now I have that. I'll go ahead and mark 3 by 1.5, 3 inches for the width of the neckline, 1.5 for the depth of the neckline, and I'll go ahead and connect. After connecting this neckline, I will measure my shoulder. My shoulder is 16 inches divided by 2, that is 8. Then from that 8, I marked 12 inches for the sleeve length, including the allowance. Okay, now from there I will get 11 inches for the width of the sleeve. Like you come down by like 11 inches, and that is where your sleeve will stop at, and then take it straight down. After taking it straight down, you go ahead and connect. For the full length of this bubu, I am using the full length of this Duchess, that is 60. So 60 inches is the full length, the length of the whole Duchess. I used it. Now I'll go ahead and cut out my sleeve. After cutting the sleeve, I'll cut out the neckline of this bubu. The next thing that we are going to do is to fold another fabric for the front, and the front of this bubu will be 2 pieces. Like we will divide the front into 2 because of the drawstrings that we are going to fix at that front. Okay, now I am folding the fabric for the front, and I will make sure that the fabric for the front is wider than that of the back because of the allowance it will have at the center front. Now after doing that, I will place the back on the front. So after placing the back on the front, I'll arrange it, and I'll also make sure that I have 1 inch allowance at the center front. Okay, now after doing that, I'll go ahead and cut out the side first of all. Then after cutting the side, the front neckline will have a V neckline. It will have a V neckline. Okay, so for that V neckline, you will also cut out a facing for it. We are going to cut out a facing for our neckline. If you want to use bias, you are free to use bias, but we'll use facing for this after cutting the neckline. Now indicate your neck width, and the neck depth, I made it 8 inches. Then I'll connect it from the width of the neck to the place where I marked 8 inches, and I'll go ahead and cut out my V neckline. So my neck depth is 8 inches basically. Now we are going to add 1 inch for the allowance for the center front. I told you guys that the front will have an opening, more like a zipper allowance at the center front because of the drawstring. I don't want to add an extra fabric to the center, so let's just divide the center into 2 for the drawstring. Now I am done cutting my center open, my center front open, and I'll keep it aside. The next thing that I'll do now is to cut out a facing for this front neckline. After cutting the facing, I will also cut out a facing for the back neckline. Then I will indicate my half length 17. Then from the center, I will go in by 6 inches. And this place that I am marking now is where I am going to fix my belt. I want to indicate it now that my fabric is still on my table. So the belt, the inner belt will be inside. It will be at your half length, and it will be from 6 to 8 inches away from your center. 6 to 8 inches away from your center because of that 1 inch allowance that we have there. Now I am cutting out my facing, and if you are cutting out your facing, it should have this V neckline, and it should be like 3 inches wide. And this one is my front facing. After the front facing, I'll cut out the back facing. The back facing will have a normal round neck facing. Okay, now after cutting all your facing, you will also go ahead and cut out a belt. You know, we are going to insert a belt inside these clothes. The belt is invisible, it will be inside. If you want, you can add an elastic, but adding a belt to it is better. After cutting out the belt, we will also cut out 2 pieces for the drawstring, like, and your drawstring should be up to 60 inches. Maybe later you can reduce it. Now this is my neckline. I'm done cutting the facing for the back. Your facing should be at least 3 inches, 3 to 4 inches. Now this is the remaining fabric that I'll have. I'll use this one to cut out a belt for the inner belt. One will be at the right side, the other one will be at the left side. And I'll also cut out 2 pieces, like I said, 2 pieces for my drawstring. So this one is for the drawstring. I'll cut out another one and then cut my belt. Done turning my neckline with the facing. This is the front neckline. This is one side of the front. I'll also get the other side of the front, and you can see that I am done turning the neckline with facing, and it is neater. Though if you want to use bias, you can use bias. Now I'll go ahead and close the center front. I'll go ahead and close my center front with 1 inch. Remember that we added 1 inch. So you add it, you cut it straight down. Then after doing this, you go ahead and stitch it down. If you stitch it down, you can iron. Then you can see the neckline that I have here, and you can see the joining at the center. So I'll open this joining at the center, like I'll turn it from the wrong side so that you can see what it looks like. If you turn it, you will go ahead and press down the allowance. You will iron down the allowance, and then you will run a stitch on it, on both of them. You will run, like, you leave half an inch space there and run a straight stitch on the both of them from the neckline down to the full length. Then after doing that, you also fix the belt. This is where you are going to fix your belt. If you are fixing your belt, it should be 6 inches away from the center. Please, 6 inches away from the center joining. So this is me pinning my belt, and I'll also run double stitch on this allowance that I have here. So now I am done running that double stitch on the allowance, and you can see what I have right there. Okay, now the next thing is to join the two pieces, like the front and the back bubu. This style is not so difficult, just that working with Duchess can be difficult sometimes. Now go ahead and close the neckline first of all. I'll close the neckline first of all, then fold, like hem my sleeve area. Close the shoulder, hem your sleeve area. Then after that, you also go ahead and shape the sides. Use half an inch or 1 inch to shape the side, and then hem the full length of your bubu. And that is it. Now I am done hemming, I am done shaping and all that. The only thing remaining now is inserting the drawstring, and I've already prepared my drawstring. I have 2 of them. Now you get a safety pin. Though I don't have a safety pin, I used my picker to insert. Somehow using picker to insert elastic and drawstring is easier, I have noticed, because it doesn't open halfway. Now I'll go ahead and insert my drawstring, and if you are inserting, you stop the drawstring at the neckline, and when you get to the neckline, you pin it, then open up the full length. You can see how I opened it with a scissors. Open up the full length and then go ahead and insert your drawstring. After inserting, you will just stitch it down a little around your neckline. So at the end of the day, this is what we have, guys. This is the list of the online classes that we offer, including Igbo George stroke inbuilt lesson. So these are the online classes we offer, and our mobile app is coming in soon. If you want to take our online classes, just download our mobile app and pay. Everything is seamless, unlike Telegram or maybe chatting and waiting for us to reply. You don't have to go through all that stress. Just go ahead, download the app, and then say pay for any online class you want, and you have access to your videos immediately. Okay, bye.